20 episodes. Took 20 episodes, but we're here now. It's over. We're free. Free at last, free at last. I mean, at least till January, I guess. So BatWoman, I actually talked about BatWoman like a while ago, like a while back when I kind of first started trying to do more videos. But back then, the show was only like, I think about like 8 episodes in or something like that. I'm not sure, it wasn't that far in. But I had to talk about it. It was such a thing that I just couldn't wait, you know, like 15 more episodes or whatever to talk about it. But now it's done, it's complete. I can judge it as a complete season now. I can talk about everything it did, everything good, everything bad, whatever.
Little did Joshua know, but this would be the beginning of a spiraling madness that he would never recover from. May God have mercy on his soul.
I'm not gonna hit every episode, just kind of the more significant moments to what I think about the show and my overall views of how this season went. And actually, before I actually get into the actual show, I want to talk to you about the advertising for this show. Before the actual first episode came out, a lot of people were talking about this show. There was a lot of talk about it because, you know, this was going to be the first lesbian superhero and all that stuff, even though they have Sarah Lance over on Legends of Tomorrow. They just kind of forgot about her. I don't know, maybe because she's bi or something, it doesn't count. But not just because of that, it's because its advertising was something special. They bring a lot of attention to the fact that she is a female superhero, which is not bad, that's fine. I mean, they're female superheroes. You can point out, yeah, she's a girl, she's a superhero. But they do it in a very, some might say, obnoxious and sometimes insulting way. Like the entire first trailer you watched for this, in the background, all you can hear is just this person shouting over and over again, like very focusing, like, hey, it's a woman superhero, it's a woman superhero, watch us, it's a woman superhero. But like after a while, people are like, yeah, we get it, just show me what you got.
Show me what you got.
But the thing that really got people's attention are really 2 scenes in the trailer. One of them that actually made it into the pilot.
I need you to fix his suit.
The suit is literal perfection.
It will be. When it fits a woman.
Yeah! You heard that right. The Batsuit's not perfect until it fits a woman. Someone was paid to write that. And this is not a slight against women or anything, but it's a bad line. A bad line that would not have probably been as insulting if it wasn't then eventually followed up by this line.
I'm not about to let a man take credit for a woman's work.
Yeah, I really don't think I need to explain what the problem of this line is. I mean, not letting a man take credit for a woman's work, like that really doesn't work when the woman in question stole all the man's stuff, you know, everything that he made and built up. So yeah, people weren't a fan of this line.
Which they were wise to cut at least that part out, but it was too late at that point. But ladies and gentlemen, that's just the beginning. We're just getting started. But long story short, that trailer made this show infamous. People wanted to see it, but at the same time not see it, as we'll get into. People were interested to see exactly, you know, how's this show gonna go? Some people wanted to see it because they were actually excited for it. And then a lot of people wanted to see it because they wanted to see how bad it was gonna be. Where did it fall? You tell me. Now let me dive into the, you know, the meat of this show. Like, you know, the important bits. Let's start with the actual main character, Kate Kane. Now, she's played by Ruby Rose, which right off the bat, there was a lot of controversy just behind her casting. Now, in real life, Ruby Rose is like bisexual or something, which I don't care, as long as you can act, right? You can do that, right? But yeah, they hired her because they wanted somebody who was actually of that community, since BatWoman in this show and in the comics is a lesbian. But apparently, a lot of people from that community, that wasn't good enough. Yeah, right off the bat, people were complaining, saying that she wasn't gay enough. Okay, just so you can have a perspective that's not just, you know, one side against this show, there's multiple sides here. But yeah, her portrayal of Kate Kane. Now, here's the thing. What makes and breaks a show is a lot of times, probably most importantly, is held on its main cast or its main protagonist. That protagonist in some way, shape, or form needs to be either likable, empathetic, cool. Is Kate Kane any of that? I don't know. Is Thanos winning any Dad of the Year awards? Yeah, I don't know if it's just Ruby Rose's acting or just how she's written or both, but Kate Kane in this show is one of the most unlikable, unempathetic characters I have ever seen.
I mean, except for the ones that were intentionally written that way.
Like almost every decision you see her make is based off of some type of selfish or prideful motivation. You come to find out the reason her and her girlfriend broke up was because they got caught in military school making out.
Is there something you'd like to report to your squad?
Not that I'm aware of, sir.
Perhaps you're not aware of the Academy's code of conduct.
Because apparently that's a very harsh, punishable offense in the military. I don't know.
And I'm sorry, are you trying to tell me that this military brother right here, the first thing that he does when he sees two chicks making out is report them? I just find that very unrealistic. I don't think that'll be the first thing on his mind. I'm not trying to be nasty or anything, I'm just being realistic based off of how I know some military people.
But the thing was, it wasn't like they were, really in trouble. Like they were accused of making out in homosexual activity. And literally all they have to do is just say, nah, we weren't doing that on paper, and they graduate in a week. All their dreams come true, especially for her ex-girlfriend Sophie. Like she really needs this, graduation because her parents are poor and this will provide opportunities for her to make money and take care of her family. But Kate is so prideful. She so wants to hold on to this whole identity of hers and being loud and proud that she just can't tough it out for a week. Leave this school and then do whatever she wants. No, she wants to make a stand and she wants to, have her and Sophie ride out into the sunset and throw these papers into the Mediterranean.
I hereby deny the below allegation of homosexual conduct. Blah, blah, blah. Kiss my... You say we burn these and scatter the ashes across the Mediterranean?
And Sophie just straight up tells her, like, listen, dude, you can afford this. I can't.
I need this school, okay? I want to be here. But they don't want you. Unfortunately, I don't have the luxury of being offended by that.
And it really kind of does make her look bad too when you put in context that you see that her father and her stepmother are pretty well off. So Kate really doesn't need to graduate from this school. She doesn't need these opportunities. So she could just throw her life away all she wants. It doesn't matter. But she wanted to drag Sophie down with her. So that's why all that ended. It's the only reason she ends up even becoming Batwoman is to save Sophie. I mean, it's not the worst motivation, but it's like, the only reason she did it. After she accomplishes that, they don't explain why she continues to do it. At no point she's like, I need to take care of people. I need to bring justice and order back to this city. No, she takes up the cowl to save her, ex-lover, and then just goes, yeah, I'll just continue doing this, whatever. Daredevil, eat your heart out. This character is just so poorly written, and they don't really give you anything to latch onto. And even when she's, fighting and being Batwoman, it's hard for you to really latch onto that because they never really explain to you how she's able to do this. I mean, they tell you in the beginning that she had survivalist training and stuff, but that's so broad. Like what, she was hanging with Bear Grylls or something? I mean, at the beginning of the episode, you see her, have to uncuff herself under freezing ice, which she should be dead. Like, okay, freezing cold water and you're just in like a, t-shirt and shorts. And then when you manage to get out of it, you're in the Arctic, freezing water, you're dead. You're hyperthermic, you're done. But no, she survives this. That's a common theme throughout this show.
Also, I want to show you this walking, talking stereotype real quick. It's really funny.
Too slow.
You covered the damn hole!
And you found way. Call for you. Girl who talked too much.
But even if you assume that, yeah, she had adequate combat training and all that stuff, how the heck is she knowing how to use the bat suit? Like, as soon as she hops into that thing, she knows how to use the grappling hook, she knows how to use the glider. It's almost like she's been using this thing for years. So we're just left to believe that she's just naturally talented at these things with nothing to show for it. The writing sucks, everything about it sucks, the choreography kind of sucks too. Granted, they get better over time, like a couple episodes later, they have a kind of one-shot fight scene with Batwoman where it looks pretty good. Obviously not Ruby Rose because she can't pull those kind of stunts off, but it's better, but it doesn't save the show. We already had 9 other episodes up to this point of just hilarious stunts. 2 of my favorites being one with this villain Magpie. Her whole thing is to, have explosive things. And it's this scene where Batwoman is shielding the explosions, trying to contain them. And when you see the explosions happen, they're like little, poofs. Like you don't even see any destruction around them. It's not big. The floor doesn't even look damaged. They just kind of look like one of those little popper things you throw down that makes a spark. But they play heroic music and have her like, hitting a superhero pose and make you think she's actually doing something. And then my other one is with this character called the Executioner. His whole thing is that he executes people, execution style, like they do in prison, like electric chairs and gas and all that stuff. So the opening scene, they have this lawyer guy, he runs into the Executioner. The Executioner pops off this fire hydrant after already knocking down this electric pole, and you see the water, it has the electric wires in it, so it's it's going to shock the guy, slowly running towards him. And instead of just going back the way he came, he runs straight back into a fence, and instead of moving like left or right away from the puddle, he decides to try to climb over the fence, which ends up getting him electrocuted because metal conducts electricity. And the entire time I just sat there baffled. And I looked around, no one was around because I'm the only one watching the show. And I just couldn't believe that someone wrote this on paper and said, good enough. Another sin of the show is that they just repeat the same plot lines. See, in the beginning of the series, it's apparent that the Batsuit's pretty much indestructible. It's bulletproof and all that junk, except when it's convenient. Then Kate can get hurt in it. So in episode 3, they introduced the fact that this guy, Tommy Elliott, who become Hush, stole this railgun from, Wayne Tech. And apparently it was a failsafe made by Bruce Wayne in case the Batsuit fell in the wrong hands. So I guess Batman's just like, yeah, we murder when we have to murder, I guess, Murder for everybody. But it's meant to be like a special thing. Like this is something that can actually penetrate the Batsuit. So that's resolved, you think, okay, that's resolved, that we're done with that. But they repeat that plot 2 more times in this season. A few episodes later, they have this whole thing with this pulse cannon or whatever that for some reason Batwoman's stepmother made. They don't explain why she made it, and they specifically made it to penetrate the Batsuit. Like I guess she's shady, but give some motivation behind her shadiness a bit. But yeah, then that's resolved. And then the ending plot point of this season is that Alice is trying to make another gun that can penetrate the Batsuit. Like by the 3rd time, I'm not thinking you're gonna actually use it. You're not gonna use it. It's not gonna hurt her. I mean, the 3rd time around, you need to actually do something, okay? I mean, I don't fear for Kate's life at this point, I mean, she's literally hit by a truck. Wasn't even in the Batsuit, and she survived. No broken bones. She didn't go into a coma. No concussion. And you're trying to get me with this whole this gun that can penetrate the Batsuit stuff? Man, get out of here. The show constantly puts down Batman to try to somehow elevate Batwoman, to make her as good or better. I mean, they literally have her solve a case that Batman could not solve. Yeah, some bomber dude back in the day, they couldn't find out who he was. Batman couldn't solve it before he ended up dipping. So Luke brings up this case file and she looks through it. Everything Bruce Wayne ever dug up, the greatest detective ever. And literally, I kid you not, in less than a minute, Kate pulls out one case file, looks at it and says, yeah, that's the guy.
Adler was dishonorably discharged from military school back in the day.
No surprise there. But clearly that wasn't enough to implicate him in Bruce's mind.
Bruce didn't go to military school. He wouldn't know the specific form number on discharge papers. DD 214.
Yes, the world's greatest detective would not know military slang. He would not know code words, or he couldn't use Google. Like, you think Batman's just going all based off of memories? Like, oh, if I don't know it in my head, I just can't figure it out. It's like, no, all he had to do was go on Google or even Bing, type that phrase in and just see what pops up. And then he goes, okay, yeah, that makes sense. They had to give this to Kate to have her have a victory over Batman. It's so dumb, man. It's just so dumb. Like, okay, this is an episode where one of the subplots is that the Gotham starts shipping Batwoman with this hero cop. You know, because the internet does that and stuff, I guess. But Kate doesn't like it because in her words, she's really gay. But from a tactical standpoint, it's a good thing, right? I mean, everyone knows that Kate Kane's a lesbian. But if everyone thinks that Batwoman's straight, then it'd be way easier for Kate to keep her secret identity. But no, because of this encounter with this pretty much virtual domestic terrorist that Kate has, where she just tells her like, hey, I'm gay and I have no one representing me, Kate decides it's a good idea to go on the record on a magazine telling the world that she's gay. Like, this is the pettiest thing I've ever seen. Like, can you imagine if like something out there said Batman was gay or something like that, and Bruce Wayne was just so offended by that he went to Clark Kent and said, hey buddy, I need you to write an article where you interview me telling the world that, you know, I'm actually straight. You know, I need everyone to know that Batman gets all those chicks, okay? All the chicks. So you're not worried about people saying like, hey, Batwoman first showed up when Kate Kane first came into town? But no, because the show is written by monkeys. But let's continue with Kate's character, okay? Let's get into the biggest thing that bothers me about this character, and that's her relationship with Alice. Now, you found out at the end of the first episode that Alice is actually Kate's long lost twin sister that she thought died. Like, Kate figures this out too, right? Like, there's no mystery or anything like that. Remember how Flash season 1 left it a whole mystery about who the Reverse Flash was? Now let's just skip right to it. So yeah, Kate finds out, and from that point on, every single time she has an opportunity to capture Alice, she doesn't. For half of the season, every single time Kate sees Alice, she keeps trying to appeal to her humanity or something. Meanwhile, in between that time, Alice has killed like another 2 or 3 people. And it's not like Kate is oblivious to this. She knows Alice is out there murdering people. Yet she keeps giving her these chances she gives no one else. And I get it, it's nepotism. I get that. But you can care for someone. You can, you know, love them and want, you know, to save them, want them not to die, and still get them locked up. You know, justice and all that. I mean, I kid you not, there's this moment in episode 3, and it's after Alice has figured out that Kate is Batwoman, and then meet up with each other, like Alice calls her out. Kate shows up in her plain clothes, not as Batwoman. Granted, this is after she had murdered 2 innocent old people. So, yeah, they talk, and Kate tells her, hey, we can work something out, but only if you do not kill for 24 hours.
Show me you can stop killing people. Last 24 hours, and I'll reassess. Fine. No killing.
That's right. She gives her a time limit. Say, hey, just, you know, don't kill anybody for 24 hours, and then we'll see if we can work something out. Instead of, you know, taking her down right then and there. Which shouldn't be a problem for her, because you see her taking down like 260-pound men. But whenever they are fighting, or she's fighting another woman, it's like, it's an actual battle. But then by the end of the episode, Alice reveals to her that, hey, I couldn't keep up with it. I killed somebody. And she just shows it off like it's nothing. She's just like, yeah, I did it. It's who I am.
About that. They say if you want to quit, you have to really want to. And well, I didn't want to. You see, 24 hours is a really long time.
And what does Kate do? Does she take her down right then and there? I mean, she's in the bat suit. She has all her gadgets. She can do it. So does she?
If you kill again, it's over. And I will stop thinking of you as my sister.
Are you telling a joke?
Something funny?
The right answer is because you're all morons!
Well, you shined a light on that, didn't it?
Yeah. If you kill one more time, then I'll step in. She pretty much gave her permission to kill one more person before she takes it serious. Yep, she made that call, and this is after her saying in the same episode,
And I'm not Batman.
But maybe I'm better. Because I'm here.
yep, just claimed that she's better than Batman and still made the dumbest decision that Batman would never make. Can you imagine if, you know, Batman allowed the Joker to leave after he just, like, you know, pretty much said, yeah, I shot Barbara Gordon in the stomach. Oh, Joker, you kill one more person. then you're going down, but you got one more warning. And the thing that made her decide to finally give up on Alice doesn't even make sense. So you come to find out that the reason people thought Alice was dead was because Kate's stepmother faked some DNA tests on these bone fragments they found to say it actually was, you know, her sister. She did this because she felt sorry for the family at the time and she wanted them to, you know, stop holding on to hope for something that's hopeless and stop seeing them cry every night and blah blah blah. They try to make it seem like it's some sincere judgment call she made, but it obviously wasn't. Because as soon as Kate mentions that she thinks Alice is Beth, the stepmother decides instead of having her get her DNA tested, she has her men set up a bomb on the road to blow up Alice's caravan into the ocean to try to kill her before they could find out. Literally, she does all this illegal stuff to cover up the fact that she faked these DNA tests. I mean, that's just scummy, right? Anyway, Kate sees it that way too, right? That's the only smart thing she does. As soon as they find out that they faked all of that, the dad hates her, Kate hates her, nothing redeemable about her. But the thing that sends Kate over the edge, the thing that makes Kate finally give up on Alice, is that Alice poisons the stepmother and kills her. I mean, she also frames their father for it, but that's like short-lived. And up to that point, she's already tried to kill her father like several times, so Kate shouldn't be surprised. But no, this was the thing that was too far for her. This is the thing that made her believe that her sister is dead. You know, it's only Alice now. It's dumb, because Kate hates her. Kate hates their stepmother, justifiably so. There was no point in their relationship. I mean, they never really even had a relationship in the show at all anyway. But there was no point that made you think that Kate had any like subconscious love for her or anything like that. Even their father suddenly is just like, oh, it's time to put Alice down. Like, he just found out, like he just was for sure that Alice is his long lost daughter. He just found this out. And after this, after she kills the woman that he's already kind of hating because he found out that she's the reason he gave up looking for his daughter, this is the thing that made him decide, oh, I need to kill my daughter too? The show's dumb. And this is not just me. This is just not my point of view. BatWoman's ratings since it began has tanked and tanked and tanked, to the point it doesn't even get 1 million viewers, only gets like a couple 100,000. Firefly was canceled for much less, but this show got a season 2. I mean, it's gonna be a season 2 without Ruby Rose, which good on her. You know, hopefully she can salvage her career, I guess. But guys, this show, it's bad. It's not good. But hey, Stargirl's not looking too bad. I mean, comparing it to this, that's not much of a thing anyway. But yeah, that's been my rant, I guess. I was gonna do this as a review, but this is more of a rant, I guess. Objectively, this show is just not doing it. If they somehow miraculously improve, you know, in the next season, I'll be surprised. I'll watch the first couple episodes maybe. I mean, they have a whole year to get it fixed, so hopefully something comes out of that. Like and subscribe if, you know, you liked any of this. Check out my other videos. They're less ranty, some of them. Share with your friends, I guess. I'm not a mean person. You know, it's just this show. Until next time, take care.